get to her feet there. She was really under-rotated and got her left foot back just to stabilize the landing. 2 vaults. She can either do the same vault again and try and improve the quality of the vault, or she can opt to do a second vault. But not many gymnasts have the ability to produce 2 high-ranking vaults. But if they get into the final, which is competition 3, the individual apparatus finals, they are compelled to produce 2 different vaults. Oh yes, and that was better, but that time just overdid it a little. But put in much more power, much more aggression. It just shows what she can produce. And what she really needed was a balance between the 2. This one was overdone, you see. Lacking a little bit in height. The judges are looking for an extension of the body before landing, and she still hadn't quite got the straight line before her feet hit the floor.
First position, she is the first starter of this second rotation, 9.337. Number 123 there with back to us. Irina Bulakova for the Ukrainian squad. Delighted with their bronze medal in the team competition, keeping the French squad at bay in 4th place.
And Bulakova had a really good start on beam. She had a 9.687, and whilst it wasn't the top score, if she was to turn in 4 9.6s or almost 9.7s, she would be in on near the medals. But in the top 3 gymnasts, there was less than 2/10 of a mark dividing the top 3 girls. So really, absolutely every landing is crucial. Final run. And another double twisting, a full twisting double back. And Bulakova really producing some good gymnastics. She was 16th in the World Championships in Brisbane 3 weeks ago, but qualified in 9th position, and she is going extremely well. She's looking a much fitter performer every time I see her. First saw her in Birmingham just as a reserve, and she was quite a lot heavier, but really looking trim and fit there.
The young lady lying in 2nd position. This her first challenge against leader Gina Gosian of Romania. Svetlana Korkina, 9.775 for her floor exercise. Now first of 2 vaults. The 16-year-old qualified in 3rd position for this competition, and a silver medal in the individual apparatus 3 weeks ago in Australia.
And the landing was terrific, but it just looked as though it was rotating so slowly. I don't know whether it was the angle of the camera, but she looked to float. Looked as though she could have been stuck. Dropped the chest, but a very, very still landing. They can't take that away from her. The Arab Spring entry, the half twist on and the Cuervo off. Cuervo being a half twist into the back somersault, and she looked pretty pleased with that. But the judging can be so unkind, because whilst she landed very still, her shoulders were extremely low on the landing. Korkina, always so sad-faced.
Well, she focuses for the second vault, but we'll have to wait for the scoring. This could be a sweet victory, or a sweet revenge, I should say. It was Gina Gosian in the individual competition that pushed Svetlana into that silver medal placing. Now we await the judges' score for the first of the 2 vaults. The aggregate will then be added to her first rotation score of 9.775 from the floor, and she's trying her best to stay focused and concentrating. 9.850, and that is a beautiful first vault score. And she's tempted to give us a smile there, but work is not quite over.
And if she can produce another vault with a still landing and just lift the shoulders up, she could overhaul Gosian after 2 pieces. Come on. Oh, just a little. But it was good. Very good. She's on crisp form. This is really going to be a battle. And I think that Gosian could be quite on edge. A lot of tension for the Romanians now. Same vault. But you see what I mean? If you look at that in slow motion, shoulders are very low on the landing. She looks so tall, but she's only about 5'1". She looks a good 5'5" in comparison to all the tiny gymnasts.
So surely she goes into first position, but what she's looking to do is put the pressure. There's Bulikova, 9.725. She goes into the lead as we wait for Korkina's score. As the challenge continues. Now, lying in third position, Dina Kochetkova, the world champion in this as an individual apparatus, and of course the bronze medalist in the all-around competition. Here, for Dina, is an opportunity to once again put the pressure on the leading Romanian, Gina Gosian, and also look to go ahead of her teammate, Korkina, who will surely go into the lead after her vault apparatus.
Double layout. Nice combination, and she's very composed. The quality, the balletic qualities, the aesthetic side and the technique of the Russians just cannot be overhauled by the Romanians. That is out of the question. The Romanians can only overhaul them by difficulty. Nice turning leap into jump into Shushinova. That's the straddle jump to front drop created by the great Elena Shushinova from the former Soviet Union. Last tumble, and Leonid Arkeyev, the coach, just walking up behind to have a good look at her. Pulling back out, it was safe. Oh, and it was beautiful.
Well, the world floor champion will be doing battle to maintain that gold medal consistency. Tomorrow, it's the all-around competition this evening, but she really was in sparkling form, and memories for me there of Brisbane coming flooding back, Monica.
Yes, and I think that she put in Brisbane, I was surprised when she won, even though I thought it was a beautiful exercise. But it just looked as though it had a little bit of something missing, like it didn't have an up-tempo section. And I noticed that she's put in a little bit more up-tempo section, which added some variety. But a super gymnast. This is a lovely combination. That split into the half twist jump and then immediately into the Shushinova, right through box splits. And what I like about Kochetkova most particularly is the fact that the effort that she puts in, the physical effort, never shows on her face.
Mercedes Pacheco of Spain, 15-year-old from Madrid, with her asymmetric bars routine.
Pike Jaeger and Mercedes going well since the retirement of Eva Rueda, who was the best scoring, highest ever ranked Spaniard. The Spanish camp are really looking for some new stars, and they have a couple of up-and-coming gymnasts doing particularly well here. That's a very clean exercise, and she's young, only 15. Got plenty of time to develop on that routine. Not a world beater yet, but the potential is there.
Well, the Spanish team coached by Jesus Carvalho, and they claimed a very promising 6th position in the team competition held over the past 2 days. Well, hopefully we can bring you some scores now. Our calculations, albeit a little rough and rusty, has Cortina leading, but then we saw an absolutely scintillating floor routine from the world champion in that individual apparatus, Dina Kochetkova. And if you've just joined us for this live gymnastic broadcast on Eurosport, the big favourite from Romania, Lavinia Milicevic, had a disaster on her asymmetric bars routine and lies in 17th position, 9.250. Consistency is the name of the game for the all-around competition, and Lavinia goes out of the competition after her disappointing start. Now we're waiting to see Gina Gozhian in her 2nd rotation, and Cortina and Kochetkova, the 2 Russians, doing a fantastic job, I have to say, to maintain